What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Chatter After, the show where we chat, argue, and wax poetic about the movies that we love, hate, or that are simply worth talking about. All movies have something to say, and we love analyzing what they capture. Again, this is the Chatter After. And today we are talking Blue Beetle, the third DC movie of 2023, and potentially the first movie of the.
Oh no, Shazam was last year. That's right.
Shazam was a thing. Yeah, we all tried to block it out of our minds, but it happened.
Cool.
I don't know why I thought it was.
It was, it's okay.
It wasn't that bad.
I haven't watched it. I'm just
That Black Adam.
It was
That's true. I'm glad you guys are here. We're breaking down Blue Beetle. This is a spoiler stream, guys. If you haven't seen Blue Beetle, just hit the button, hit the like button, come back later. We're going to be here talking. If you have seen it, though, spoilers ahead. In the chat, let us know your thoughts on this movie. I really want to get into this because not only is this one of the final, the penultimate movie in the DC extended universe, which never properly had a title, this also might be the first movie of the James Gunn DC universe thing. We'll see how that shakes out. I don't know. And I have some theories about that. I want to hear you guys' thoughts as well. So first off, Didge, welcome back. Happy Monday. How you doing?
Happy Monday. I'm doing good. I saw the movie earlier today, and I have thoughts.
Nice.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Wow.
Swiper, Jamie, appreciate you jumping in. We're not going to spoil it for you just yet. We are going to tell you if it's good or not. I liked it. AJ didn't.
You gotta ask me.
I loved it.
It
There
was
you go.
cool.
Now you can leave, Jamie. Don't listen to Ditch.
It was cool.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Jamie, come back next week. Thanks for stopping by, though. Oh, man. Cliff, welcome, man. Doing well. How are you, man? Can't wait to talk to you. Didge is a hater. This is
I
true.
said it
Not
was
the biggest
cool.
hater of you, though.
Coming
You
from
hated
the
TNT.
biggest hater herself, let's not.
Yeah. She wants to hear from Did so she can make up her mind if she hates it too without seeing it.
Oh gosh. I want to have a good show. I want to talk about a good DC movie. We the last Flash stream we had, it was depressing. Go watch it. Great time. But my God, that was depressing. So
I felt like we were speaking. Well, some of us were speaking facts.
things are being said for sure.
I mean, I didn't hate it, but I mean, I'm gonna watch it again. So put it that way.
Ooh, you don't need to.
Well, you say that about anything.
Oof.
That's not true.
See? You see?
Spicy.
Wow. Coming from the apex hater, you hate to see it.
Oh man.
The Apex hater. That's a good one.
Joel, give us your general thoughts on Blue Beetle.
I had a very good time with it. One of the best DC movie this year, I would say easily. One of the better DC movies we've had in a while, in my opinion. Even though it's more or less a normal origin story for a superhero, it was done differently, and enough for me to say it stood out, and it respected the past. A past that didn't have to respect as much, and it did it really well too. The fact that you felt Ted Kord's presence without actually ever seeing Ted Kord. Oh shit! I don't want to spoil it too much.
No, this is spoilers.
It's a spoiler cast. I got
Alright,
Jamie, get out of here. Everybody else.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. Yeah. So, like I said, the fact that you could feel Ted Kord's presence without actually seeing Ted Kord was great. Even mentioning Den Garrett and seeing his costume and him having a part in that origin also was great. I love that. That was great. I mean, they added a lot of new characters that I don't ever remember being in the comic books, but they all added something really interesting to the story in their own way. Like George Lopez's Uncle Rudy, I loved him. He was great. He was a standout. It was really funny. That was fun. The parents were really fun. The grandma was low key dangerous, and I was like, I want to know more about her background.
Very
What is
dangerous.
good? She was great too.
MVP.
Yeah, for sure. Susan Sarandon's Victoria Cord, right? Victoria.
Yeah.
she was menacing in her own way. She definitely had a Karen-esque feel to her, and I liked that. That was kind of the point, right?
She definitely did.
Right? There was something about that. They kind of made you feel that way, especially when they're doing her, like they're cleaning her whatever her house and shit. They definitely made you feel like she's like, go ahead, my peasants, do your work. I like that though. Like he just got out of he just came back from college, right?
Graduated. Just graduated. Yep.
Did he go to school at Gotham? Because he was wearing a Gotham hoodie.
Yeah, it was like Gotham Law University.
Yes.
What a horrible name for a university.
Gotham Law.
Like,
I would not want to learn anything
What?
about Gotham Law.
Gotham Law sounds like you were going to do dirt.
Yeah. This case sounds like, why would you go over there to learn law? But okay. Obviously, they have a good school, or they're the only one that would take them. One of the two, right? Poor Jaime. But that was a cool little Easter egg. There were actually a couple Easter eggs in there. If you pay attention enough. There was
My buddy pointed out the one in the opening credits with the green light. I saw it, didn't think nothing of it. And he was like, oh, that's like a nod to the Lanterns. And I was like, all right.
You see LexCorp?
I didn't see that one.
There was LexCorp. There was Ace Chemicals.
I saw that one.
Yeah, the green light bumped into the Beetle when it was coming through the.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. That's like a point.
That's what I'm saying. It was such a quick thing. Like I noticed the light. I didn't think anything of it.
I didn't even think of that.
He was like, "Yeah, no, that's about the Lanterns." And then when I googled it when I got home,
they do have beef with the Lanterns.
It's like it was trying to stop it or something almost.
Yeah.
Like,
that's interesting. Like I said, they do have beef with the Lanterns, so that's cool. That's cool that they set it up without actually setting it up. That's
right.
Interesting. What else? What was her name? Jennifer.
Yeah.
Cord.
Well,
that was
her niece.
Her niece, Ted's apparent daughter. That was an interesting choice. Have him have a daughter and then have her be such a focus. An interesting choice. But it worked out. I think it worked out. She was a great supporting character to the whole story. Co-lead almost. She was focused.
Ruined Jaime's life.
But yeah, I mean,
ruined. I don't know if I'd call it. I saw you post that before I saw it, and I was like, damn, she must be like a villain. I don't know if I'd call it ruined.
Maybe the first hour of
Did you see his back?
Yes.
Did you see the house?
His dad.
They're making it.
They're gonna build a new one.
Right. They're making the things that they can make right.
He got a girlfriend out of it. He got powers out of it. He got a new house.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it worked out.
I will say that's a major loss. I give you that.
Yeah.
But he gets a lot of wins at the end. To Mike's point, she could ruin my life.
You could lose your life.
Having a rich girlfriend wouldn't be bad,
That's another thing. I love how free they were about him putting on the costume in front of people. Like, okay, he doesn't care.
Yeah, secret identity meant nothing.
Yeah, at the end there, he was like, pop. Okay. All right, that's fine. What else? I mean, bro, the CGI looked great in this movie, in my opinion, compared to the Flash, which as much as I enjoyed the Flash, even the stuff outside of their bubble shit looked kind of choppy too. Like it's like there had to be something else going on there because there was definitely choppy CGI all over the place in that movie. But Blue Beetle did not. I didn't feel that from Blue Beetle. Everything kind of felt crisp. Everything the nod to the OMAC, combining OMAC with Carapax is an interesting choice too. It worked out. I'm like, that's interesting. That's cool. I never thought about combining OMAC with Carapax. I like when they get creative like that because it's not like Blue Beetle has a long rogues gallery either, right? So
do not disrespect Black Beetle, the scariest villain from Injustice 2, from Young Justice Season 2.
I wouldn't start with Black Beetle. But yes, I agree. There's a lot of, and there's a whole bunch of other Beetles that have just been introduced in the comic books. I wouldn't mind saying, but that we'll get there. It's one of those things where we'll get to that world and what they are, and Scarab is obviously alien, which they also mentioned that seeing the bug, the ship, Ted's ship, that was really dope. That was really, really dope. I mean, you didn't like it.
I was just agreeing. That needed to be heard. I was just saying that was interesting.
Yeah, I love that ship, and there's obviously, if you watched Watchmen, you could see that character was inspired by the Blue Beetle just by looking at that ship. If you didn't already know that,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was a really good time. I really enjoyed it. Everyone I went with it really liked it, and I'm just trying to spread the word because that's all I could do. Because as of right now, no one really takes my word for anything anyway. But
wow.
But I figured I'd just give it a chance at least. The movie deserves it.
Yeah. Trayvon, thoughts?
I had a great time. Seen it twice so far. We'll be seeing it again this weekend. Yeah, I really had fun with it. I'm learning more about this character. Like I didn't know in it. Like I knew of him from like Young Justice, but I didn't know a lot. Like so, like the combining of characters, no idea about any of that or that ship thing. I was like, that's interesting. That's for me. I was like, is that something they made up for this? Like I didn't know. So it's very interesting to see.
You were completely blind.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I know who Blue Beetle is, but it's like, that's a lot. I didn't know they did all this or had all this, and the plot was interesting of her trying to get the code from it. I was like, well, and to put in her suit. I really had a good time. It was very much an origin story, which is fine. Like that's fine. He's new. A lot of people don't know who he is. Why not explain it?
Yeah, right, exactly.
It looked amazing. The suit looked great. I love that it was practical. We saw that from set photos and stuff. I was like, wow, that looks great.
That was the best part, right?
Yeah. The fact that this set photo looked that good, I was like, that's awesome. So I'm and I'm very happy for him because I love him in Cobra Kai. So I was like, yeah, this is great for him to have this character. Great. Yeah, he was really great in it. All the supporting characters did a good job. I felt like I do feel like Jenny did ruin his life at the beginning, but I was like, you do anything, right? Here you go. Take this world-destroying thing home.
Harsh statement.
I mean, sure, maybe she's fixed some of it at the end, but you saw the fan was looking at her like, oh, I can help. Girl, this your fault. What you mean? What you mean you can help? You better.
That is facts.
At least she was,
pull out your credit card. What you mean?
I mean, that's basically what she did. They finna get a whole new house.
I can help. You better. She didn't make it a bigger house. Don't give a damn.
I'm sure it's gonna be bigger. I get they said it's gonna be like rebuilt, but I assumed it was gonna be big.
It's in the same neighborhood. Go move them out somewhere.
But they might be
stay here.
To the neighborhood. They might be attached to that.
They've been saying they want to move out, right? Like,
that's
yeah. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I was side-eyed her a lot. I was like, girl, you did this. Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I'm like, you knew what you were stealing. You gave it to him. Like, come on now. But yeah, I don't know. I've had a fun time. I laughed. Got sad for him when the dad thing happened. He couldn't do nothing. He did. Look, y'all know how I am about powers. I was like, use them. Stop playing around. Use them. You should. If you had killed him earlier, this wouldn't have happened. See,
he did talk I don't want to kill at the end.
I don't want to kill. I was like, yeah, look who did die. Look at that. That's how I was looking at it. Cause I said, look, if I had those powers, he would have been dead.
He said Jaime messed around and found out.
He did.
No, Trayvon, not too much.
He did though. Like I was like, he's like, oh my god, I can't be after my dad. It's your fault too. If you had cut his neck off earlier, we would have had this problem. Just say it. Like you could have did it. Look. Kajida was trying to tear him up. You like, no, blaster. Okay.
That is facts. You gotta just listen to Becky.
Later.
She tells you to do something, you just do it.
Yes, that's fair.
Yellow Power Ranger is right. Yes.
Always.
We're just gonna boil Becky G down to just yellow Power
Ranger. That is a high praise for me, okay? From coming from me, I love that. Okay. I love Power Ranger.
International superstar.
Power Ranger is great in my soul. So if I think you use that character, listen. Just be happy I said that, okay? Like
none of the other accolades.
I know everything about her. I get it.
That's the pinnacle for Trayvon. All the other stuff happened, but like Power Rangers, top.
That's amazing. So for me, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. I love the Nana or Grandma. I love that she was so much fun. I was like, y'all want to hear these stories you got? Like, what you been doing? Like, man. But yeah, I had a good time. I'm very happy with this movie.
Nana needs a prequel series on HBO Max.
I need more information.
We're gonna talk more about like other stuff, right? We're just talking about overall right now.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got more thoughts.
I'm with Trayvon. genuinely gave Jaime happy.
All right, that wasn't her fine. That might not have been her finest moment because that was wild. I give you that. That was wild.
I mean, it's not like she had time to think it through. It was like,
Right.
I need to get this out.
But the funny thing, she knew it was the world destroying. She said it. They were like, "What is it?" She was like, "Oh, it's a world destroying." So you willingly gave that to him?
I mean,
he's expendable. That's what you're saying?
To her defense.
For you to give
Oh,
it to him?
dang. My gosh. To her defense, she didn't think it would choose him. So
I mean,
she probably thought so little of him that she's like, this is not going to activate
But she also
this guy's
knew-
hand.
I don't know if she knew it could do what it did.
I mean,
I
maybe
feel
it
like
was,
she
knew
just
the
felt he
aunt-
could get it. I feel like she just felt like
she
look,
just
he
wanted
can
to
get
get it out, right?
That's all I
Listen,
need right now.
that's
We
fine.
can settle up later.
But she also knew her aunt was a murderous lunatic that would also come after them, and they
Again,
could protect themselves.
Not her finest moment. Not her
Again,
finest moment. I'll
I
give
don't
you
know.
that.
I don't know if that was well established at the time.
No, I feel like she definitely knew. No, Trayvon's right on that. I feel like she definitely knew.
I don't know.
It wasn't her finest moment.
She pretty though. Good for her.
She is. It lets her get away with a lot of stuff. We'll be real. Oh, man. You saw it recently, like today, I think, right?
Yeah, I saw it earlier today.
First impressions.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Every actor in it played it phenomenally. Like their acting was great. Obviously, as we get deeper into it, there are some story issues that I had. And I think a lot of that probably would have been something that they would expand upon if they were moving forward with this specific storyline. So I'm willing to give it grace in that because when they were obviously shooting, they were probably assuming, well, we got time to be able to establish things more. And then things kind of happen how they happen. So it's like, well, sorry. So I can definitely understand that. But overall, I really enjoyed how it felt a part of a larger universe without directly drawing upon a large universe. So like it felt like its own movie, but it also felt like, oh, okay, it is, you know, we know obviously just from some of the stuff that happened, we know that there's a Green Lantern, we know that there's a Batman, we know there's a Superman, we know that there's all these characters.
Flash.
We know that we for sure know that there's a Flash, but it's not like
That
it
makes it
has to
fascist.
draw upon.
They mentioned that too.
They did. Did you see the scene where Batman apparently, or I should say Bruce, bought like a dating app? That was weird.
I heard the name drop, Bruce Wayne. One of the I think the news, right?
That was weird, but like overall, it felt like it was a part of, like I said, a universe without necessarily having to throw it in your face. I also didn't expect his city to look like that. Like I had recently been reading the comics where they introduced Palmyra City.
Yeah.
I could have sworn they said it was Texas. That didn't look like Texas.
Right. You know, it's funny because Palmer, like you said, because he's initially from El Paso, I think, or some shit.
Yeah, I think so.
And so, yeah, like you said, this is a new city. They don't really, obviously, when it is a new city, they don't really tell you where it's at.
Right.
So you just assume it's Texas because that's where he's from. But where in Texas? Because it has to be by the water, right? Somewhere by the water, you assume.
I'm not picturing this by Houston, and that's where I assume. Whenever I hear by the water in Texas, I go to Houston. This didn't look like it was nearby Houston.
They kept saying the Keys, so it sounds like
They did say the Keys.
That's for sure Florida then.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
man,
moved them to Florida.
a whole new region.
Yep.
Yeah.
Florida needs a hero. Let's be real.
Do they?
Somebody's got to help the poor people in Florida.
They got Florida man.
No, he's part of the problem. That's going to be Jaime's biggest villain.
You said Florida man.
Yeah, Florida.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Florida
bro.
man. Corpus Christi. Trying to see what's near the water.
I think Florida feels right because it definitely did not feel like Texas.
No, at all.
Kind of felt like California, but yeah, that could just pass for Florida.
There was definitely some Cali vibes there. I thought maybe like off the coast of Cali, some shit, but I don't know. I have no idea with it.
Yeah, but I'm excited to see where they're gonna go with the character and how much they'll take from this into the DCU. I think more than just Jaime should pull it through.
I feel like this entire movie just takes place in the DCU, and I guess could be our next talking point.
It's fine. Like it's not.
Yeah,
like, it's not.
I thought it would be worse than it actually was in terms of like connectivity.
Yeah,
Gunn just don't like the fascist line. Maybe that's why he was like, "Yeah, that movie not."
Nah, it's not.
But I mean, you can have that and just have, oh, this character doesn't fuck with Batman.
Right.
Like, that doesn't mean Batman's a bad. There's a lot of people who are decent people who somebody just doesn't fuck with on a personal level for a random reason.
Yeah.
Also, it's Uncle Rudy. Come on.
Right.
He said a lot of things in that
It
movie.
lived for Ted Cord though, boy. It was a stand for that.
Wow.
I said, okay.
Ted,
Goddamn.
look out for the little guy. Ted is a likable character for the most part.
That's why it's going to be interesting to see who they get to play Ted Cord in a sequel. Because I feel like. Go ahead, Joel. Sorry.
No, I said even though it's pretty obvious. Even that picture, it kind of looked a lot like you know who. To me, at least, Jason Sudeikis. And then obviously the director came out today and kind of admitted that. So.
Yeah, he did.
Did you guys recognize the voice at all?
No. I was listening for Sudeikis, but I didn't.
I didn't either. Maybe I just don't know people's voices like that.
I didn't catch it.
Smells like potential.
They left it open and big, and it's like it was kind of grainy because it's like obviously he's somewhere. So I guess they're gonna leave it open because they're gonna want to cast it themselves, you know.
I love how abstract her mom's paintings are, just so we can't recognize them enough.
Right, but it did look like him. Like the first thing I did when I saw that picture, I'm like, that looks a lot like Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, but I feel like this entire movie could just take place in the DCU. Like they just reference characters that probably already exist anyway. Superman, Batman, the Flash. Like even if I don't know who's playing them, they do exist already.
Right.
And then we have that Booster Gold series.
That's true.
Ted Cord is probably time traveling with his best friend Booster Gold right now, and that message is coming through. That might be like a season finale type deal where they come back to present day, and he sees Jaime and Jimmy, or he's lost in time, and Jaime has to go figure out what's going on, and that can be either season 2 of that show or Blue Beetle 2.
Right.
You know, I think the door's open. This movie only cost pennies. I think it cost like what Warner Brothers.
120, I think.
Yeah, like it was a very, very cheap movie. Like if it was 120 million, they can easily make another one.
And they didn't do a lot of advertising, so I can't imagine that marketing budget is bringing that much that higher.
Right.
Yeah, we actually shameless plug, I guess. This doesn't benefit me at all. But on Collider, we did our budget breakdown this morning. It was $104 million.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a lot at all.
That's lower than projections.
Yeah, so if we double it for marketing, which I doubt it costs $104 million to market.
Yeah,
we're gonna do it anyway.
You could sell it solid like 25.
Yeah. So the movie needs to make $208 million at the box office to make its budget back. But even if it doesn't, I think you can make another one of these and it'll do well because it'll be in that new universe. It would have had multiple shows and movies set in that universe that people have gotten attached to and fond to. So I feel like Gunn he's in a very weird position where he can't really say anything, even though he keeps trying to. So the character will continue. I guess it was just his coy way of saying Jolo's going to keep playing the character. We'll see how we can tie this in. I feel like it's 100% going to tie into the Booster Gold show. Yeah, maybe I'm just crazy though.
No, I agree with that sentiment because it's one of those things where he didn't have much say over that movie to start, at least. Probably how it ended. Maybe that's how he influenced it. But like at the end of the day, if maybe there was something that he didn't like, maybe it was like Paul Meyer still looking like fucking Florida and not Texas, and the way they mapped it out, it was Texas. And that changes things for him. You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute, I already have it set up this way, but they did it this way. You know, that could change a lot of things. He just talked about that today, that they have a map ready for them, ready to go out. So it's like, I'm like, that's interesting for me. So like maybe that's one of the things where like I don't want. He's like, that movie itself is not exactly canon, but the actor playing the character is. We know Blue Beetle's coming back, and we know the actor playing Blue Beetle's coming back. That's at the very least. And hopefully the rest of the cast also comes back. That's why you kind of wanted to make money. So they're like, yeah, want that cast back too, not just Zolo.
Yeah.
And I think some major countries, I thought it hadn't premiered there yet. Like I saw a tweet earlier saying I think Japan, China, and I can't remember the third one, all are September releases. So that would also impact, obviously, just the worldwide box office.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think box office matters regardless one way or the other. Like if this was a mega hit, if this was like a Barbie level hit, that Warner Brothers is going to greenlight 7 of these, right? But
Fair.
but if it makes the money, even if it loses the money, like I feel like at this point they probably know that these DC movies are going to lose money this year after the first two.
I think after Flash, I think that's when they're just like, all right, we just got to get these out.
They put a lot on that, and it completely crashed, and that's where they were hoping to get some of that money back, but obviously that did not work out. And that sucks.
Yeah. I kind of want to talk about some specific plot aspects, though, because while I enjoyed this movie, there's a lot of things where I'm just like, this is an interesting direction. What do you guys think of like the pacing of this movie? Because it kind of like starts off really quick, then it kind of lulls in the second act a little bit. I feel like for me, pacing was a little uneven. It didn't ruin the experience, but like Joe Jaime, he lands right away, beginning of this movie, fresh out of college. And it's like, okay, we're thrown into this situation where he's reuniting with his family and he's starting a new life. They're going through all these struggles, and then Scarab gets attached to all. And I'm kind of like, that's a lot to start with. Give me a second to remember all these people's names. Give me a second to know who Jaime is as a character. Did you guys have any like pacing issues at all, or did it not really bother you?
I liked how it started because, like you said, it got right into the action of him having the Scarab and everything, and I'm like, I like this. It did slow down, and I was okay with it because I felt like after a bit of it, like I said, even though I liked the ramp up, how quickly it was, after probably 30 minutes of that, I'm like, all right, maybe this is going a little too fast. How are you spreading this out the rest of the movie? So I feel like right around the time where I was hoping for it to slow down a little bit, it did. But I also don't think that this needed to be the 2 hours that it was.
Oh, you think it could have been shorter?
Hour 45 felt decent. Like the last 15 minutes or so, I'm think. Granted, the action, like the climax of it was good, but I felt like some of the stuff where it did slow down could have been dropped out.
You talking about the family stuff?
I didn't want to say that because that makes me sound heartless, but it dove deep in family. And I get it. I enjoyed it, but maybe a scene or two could have got taken out.
I admit the scene where they were like, "We got to save Jaime," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "You gotta do what?" I was like, "Okay, all right." And then she was like, and I was like, let's just speed. Like I was like, we could have just sped past all that. This is not the time to cry. I get it. This is not the time to cry and all that. But I was like, let's speed to Jenny saying I can help. Because I was like, because I was like, this is her fault. So let's make her fix this. Like I would have. What they should have did is ran up on her ass and be like, "This is your fucking fault. Fix it." Like right now, get to fix.
Honestly,
it. Like
I'm with you there. Where it's like, like the entire scene is very weird. Where it's like the family, like we have to go save Hyde, and then she just slowly walks in. I can help. It's like no, they probably should have went to you first.
I'm like, your house is blew the hell up. Like you gonna help us or else. Like what you need. Like
I can agree with that.
It's cool. I mean, I get it. She was sad. I get it. You sad, but it's like I was like, why would this? Fuck sad.
That's also just a weird reaction to have in general. If we need to go save Jaime, it's like, did y'all see what that guy just did to y'all house? What he just did? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
No, man, you gotta go save the family member. I get that part. I get saying like, all right, I don't care. We gotta go get our boy back.
Call the police.
You think the police gonna be able to stop that?
Bat signal. You live in the DC universe. Call
Bat
Superman.
Signal from Palmera City. Like they got Superman number like that.
Superman hears everything. All you have to do is say his name. He's gonna show up. Come on now.
Yeah, that was kind of
Whisper
like,
Superman.
when it did, I was like, oh, I was just like, how you gonna do anything? But then when she walked out, I was like, okay, cool. All right, that makes sense. Let's get together. But I get it. That little speech and I don't know.
It was weird having the whole family do it. But it worked though for me because that was one of the parts where Ted Cord was there without being there again. They used all Ted's equipment to go do
Yeah.
his thing. They used his blood, they used all his shit.
Adventures were great.
They were awesome, and you got to see them at work, even though it wasn't him. You got to see his shit do work against other people, and because he doesn't have powers, you know.
I like how vintage it was too. It
I
felt
love
like we went.
Thing was cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool shit that he got, and you're like, this is interesting. Like I don't know a lot of Ted's equipment. I'm not gonna lie. Aside from the book, I really don't know much.
Yeah.
You know, I won't know. So all this extra shit, that was pretty cool. Seeing them utilize it as a group and do their best to like bring them out. And once he was unleashed, he was kicking ass, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. One thing I did love is how they utilized Ted Cord. Like you were saying at the beginning of the show, Joel, like they didn't have to pay respects to Ted Cord. Like I don't know if there's many diehard original Blue Beetle fans out there, right? So it's like he could have referenced it and been done with it. Like I didn't think Cord Industries would have this big a role at all. I felt like Jaime would get the scare up and that would be the end of it. I didn't expect that entire family to be as tied to this story as it was. So that was a pleasant surprise. But also, again, like I love how vintage and retro some of Ted's tech felt, but it still felt very modern, like that glove. But like his ship felt very 60s Batman-esque with its design choices. And it's like it was really cool. But then it's also like, what does that missing suit look like?
Right.
Because the camera zooms in on it, it's like, so we see his classic suit. What is he wearing now? Where is he? What's going on there? I think the mystery with that is really cool and sets up a really fascinating sequel. But yeah, like that's the level of world building I didn't expect from this movie, and that was really cool to see.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. I also didn't expect much world building from this, especially after they were sort of saying, I don't know if it was reshoots or just James Gunn came in and sort of consulted. And obviously with his statements talking about how it's going to be distant from the DCU, I thought maybe a lot of that was taken out. So for them to still have, where again, like you said, it sets up a sequel. It sets up really its place in the universe, whether it was the outgoing DC or the new DC.
Right.
I was shocked to see, and it was welcome because I was fully afraid that I was going to like everything about like the actors, the story, but I just thought I wasn't going to care because it was just sort of going to be in no man's land, and I was really happy that that wasn't the case.
Right. You could like it by itself, technically.
Yeah, you could like it by itself, and you like I said, and when I was giving my first just reactions, it felt like it belonged, which. As much as I say how much I do like standalone hero films, when I know you're getting a universe, now I want that. So if I would have known this was going to be like the Batman, where we know it's never going to be in DCU, then I would have been okay. But because you're telling me that he's going to show up, I don't care how much you say it's disconnected. Some of those character traits are going to bleed over. Some of these storylines, some of these heartstrings that are being pulled are going to bleed over. So you need to show me why I should care for him. And I think they did.
Yeah. Well directed.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well casted. Because Zolo, there are moments in that movie where Zolo would have the mask off and he had the costume on, where it looked straight out the comic book. It was like, wow, like paper and like it was crazy. Like he looks great with that costume on. It's crazy.
Guys, a new challenger has entered the fight. It's not a fight. Hey, Cliff, welcome aboard. How's it going?
I was gonna say, no, that made it sound like somebody was gonna come in hating.
I know, right?
In the comment.
I don't know if Cliff's hating or not. We'll see.
What's up, everybody?
He wasn't reflected in the comments. Oh God, are you gonna come in hating? Are you gonna take the role of Jake today?
No, can y'all hear me? Is this good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. Okay, all right. But yeah, what's up? Yeah, no fighting. Like I'm with y'all. We all like this movie. It's great. Mike hit me up like 10 minutes ago. Yo, join if you want. I was like, all right, give me like 10 minutes. So I'm here. Hey, glad to join.
Give us your just initial impressions on Blue Beetle, since we've all been talking about it. You know, there's not much you could do from the comments section, so let us know.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I had fun with this movie. My only like gripes is just with like the story, but other than that, love the world building. Love Sholo as Jaime, like Team Cobra Kai over here, you know, I'm with y'all.
Sensei.
Great show. Yes, exactly. Like I was on board for this movie the moment they casted Sholo. You know, and I'm a big Blue Beetle fan. Young Justice. I'm also been reading the 2006 run. I think it was by Keith Griffin. Let me know if anyone can confirm it. It's been a minute. But yeah, the one where there's like Peacemaker and like the Reach is introduced. All that whole like 9 yards and all that. Like
Keith Griffin.
When we were all like tweens and like teenagers at that point. But yeah, love the movie, love the family, love the references to, you know, older heroes and, you know, an already established world. I had a good time with this movie. It is a fun ride. Everyone needs to go see this.
Yeah.
You mentioned you had a couple issues with the story. I guess I'll start with one of my biggest gripes, and that was Susan Sarandon's Victoria Court. That character and concept I really like. Like you guys were saying, she's got like that Karen-like energy to her.
Very racist.
Very.
Man.
It's ridiculous. Did she feel a little too cartoony to you guys? Because like there are moments for me, I'm just like, okay, you're not even believable at this point. This is a bit
mustache twirling villain.
Yeah.
She was too evil for her own good.
Yeah, she was, like I said before, I do think everyone played their role well, but I will say she was probably the weakest link.
Yeah.
So I could definitely, there were times where I'm just like, really? So I can definitely understand. It did feel a little too much at times, but I guess I expected it because I read that what she was saying beforehand about how she's supposed to be like, what did she say? I think it was supposed to be like, I'm playing the imperialism role or something. It was something weird like that. And it was like, all right, you're going to be over the top. I already know.
She was. She was.
Yeah, she was, for sure.
It's very much, I'm the shit. Y'all are not. I step on y'all.
That's the problem, though. She didn't
I don't
even
remember
hide
your
it.
name.
She didn't hide it. She didn't hide it at all.
At all.
Yeah. Like, God damn, she's a real bitch. She don't care.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, Cliff, you muted yourself if you're going to chime in, just to let you know.
Oh yeah, I know. I usually just mute myself when others talking, so don't worry about it. But thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I mute myself all the time by accident, so I appreciate
I know. That's why I'm muted out.
Yeah, but like Joelle, Trayvon, did you guys care at all about her mustache twirlingness, or like was it cool?
I was just ready for her to get punched. So
That's
honestly,
fair.
so I was like, oh, okay, when's she gonna get hit? Like I'm sick of her talking.
Yeah,
like
I did like when
somebody.
she got dragged off into that fire. I was like, well, she deserved that.
I thought he was gonna save her, and I said, you better not let her ass burn. You better not save her.
I felt bad for that dude.
The moment she told Sholo and his little sister Andale, I was like, oh yeah, you're dying now, because like he just went right at it, like how so disrespectful.
I mean, when she kept saying like sacrifice the meant to be made, that's okay. That's gonna be you.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
The bill always comes due.
What's funny is that her niece is fucking Hispanic or whatever, at least half, right? In the
At
movie,
least half.
right?
She don't see that. She don't see it.
Obviously, she don't
He
see that.
fucked her right out of that. Just
There's a lot of like, oh, Ted's stupid type of probably vibes.
As soon as
coming
Ted
out of that.
disappeared, she was like, all right, I don't clean this girl no more.
Right,
Oh, well.
exactly. Yeah, she tried to play ball a little bit, but you know, as soon as she talked against her, it was over.
I feel like I needed a little bit more backstory between her and Ted's relationship, because I'm like, how did we get here? If Ted is a superhero, why are you this way? Why are you this bad? What happened?
I mean, I feel like it was more. She just thought the company was hers. She thought she was supposed to be hers, and it got taken from her.
Right.
So she's been
Yeah,
mad
she
her whole
feels
life.
very scorned.
She
Yeah,
was
it's a weird thing. She's scorned by her family, like specifically by her dad, but
Yeah.
also this movie exists in a very strange place. Like it's kind of like Black Adam, where they just told us like, oh, other heroes have existed, so we're just going to go with it. And it's like, all right, we're here now. There's more information we need, but hey.
I guess like when you walk down the road of super villainy, that's where I'm like, you're still rich. I get you want the company, but it's like, come on, like you really want to kill people? Feels a bit much.
I will say I gotta find that article. I think it was like an Entertainment Weekly when where Susan Sarandon was sort of giving some of the backgrounds of it. And one of the other things that she said is that Victoria is so driven by ambition and that need to prove herself. I think it goes to what you're saying about how she was scorned by her family and everything. So reading that right before I went to go see it gave me a lot of insight into her character, because I'm like, this article is fresh in my mind. I'm hearing everything that she just said.
Yeah.
And she definitely didn't talk about how much of a bitch she was going to be. But, I guess you don't want to say that in an article where you need people to see this film.
I mean, if you're the villain, go for it. Why not?
The rich always want to get richer. That's what I sum it up to.
That is very fair. I think she tried to, like I said, she
went a private police force, so
true.
Yeah.
Why not? I gotta protect my resources somehow.
Crazy.
She won an army of Omega under her control.
She won a whole army of like Justin Hammer robots from Iron Man 2. Like that's what she wants.
That's basically what she wanted.
Drone better.
But she was worse. At least they were drones. These were people that she was just throwing shit on. Like, I don't give a fuck like
people she was killing their families and taking them.
Right. She fucking had this guy mind wiped, Carapace.
That's that imperialism. We just need you to be a good soldier. That's all. Basically. What'll make you a better soldier? No family.
Yeah. Try to talk sweet to that man. Kept getting Dr. Sanchez's name wrong. My name is not Sanchez.
That's one of those moments where it kind of pissed me off, where he helps Jaime escape, immediately dies, and Jaime's just still standing there. I'm like, he gave you time to run. Get out of here.
Yeah, sacrifice himself for you.
That annoyed me a few times. They always does in these things. They do that to drag it along. Just like even when they were at the house and they were fighting or whatever, and he had to tell his sister to run. I'm like, why were you still talking to him? Move. Like, why would you even know? Like, they always do that. Yeah.
That third act was rough.
I know in an interview the director was talking about the third act and stuff. He's like, I couldn't do everything I wanted because of budgetary reasons. And for those who don't know, this movie was supposed to be a Max original, like Batgirl, but they gave them extra money, and because they were still filming it when they canceled Batgirl, they were like, hey, go make this theatrical release. We think we can make money with this. And so it was probably a $80 million movie, and they bumped it up to that $104 million. It's like, I don't think they gave them a lot more money. But
most of it went into their damn suit, probably.
Yeah, that's
why. I wish it went to the script a little bit more, because
yikes.
But it definitely went to that suit.
Yeah, I think that's why the third act for me really kind of falls apart, because the fight just kind of abruptly stops, and that's why I was saying they do the talk no jutsu, where he's just like, you don't have to do this. You can be better. It's like, you're not Naruto, man. You could just fought this guy. But they ran out of money, and the third act just abruptly like, hey, the fight's over. We're gonna talk our problems out. He's gonna go kill her. The end.
I have no.
Is that where it like went down? Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Didge.
No, I was just gonna say I have nothing to rebut that, because you are completely correct.
I don't know. I don't know. There was stuff in the middle for me that just dragged, like the little bit of family stuff dragged on for me. The end fight was fine. It was like, now Kaja was like, okay, we are one now. Now I'm not a killer, but I was. So now, please don't kill him. I was like, this is the time. Let him do it.
No, it worked for me because of the middle part. It, like you said, they dragged. So by the time we got to them, I'm like, all right, this is going on long enough. We can wrap this up now. So when it did abruptly end, I was like, yeah, that's about right. Let's go.
I think again though, like, it all plays a factor in why I feel like I never gave my full thoughts on this movie. I think it's average. Like, I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's one of those things where I can see the issues, and it's not anything the director necessarily did or the actors did. It's that they didn't have the budget
of what's been happening 10 years prior.
Right. They didn't have the budget to make this a full-on like theatrical superhero movie. And that kind of shines in the third act. And so they padded out with the second act, making it more family focused and having it kind of drag out there. And so that just leaves you with a whole product where it's just like, this is something I've seen before in other things, maybe better in other things, but that doesn't make this movie bad. It's just, that's why in my, it's cool. And so I would like them to get a sequel with that $130 million budget or whatever that these superhero movies usually get. Have the time to actually properly develop a script with these characters that can, again, this was a script that was meant for TV. They didn't have time to really flesh it out the way we probably would want them to. And this is again from the same people who said Batgirl was unreleasable because of how bad it was. I don't know.
Two things that were in here that, I mean, like I said, I love Power Rangers, so I definitely got that vibe from the 2017 movie with how the suit came on them. I was like, this is very much just like this Blue Beetle costume is coming on him right now from his back or whatever. But it's still the same concept. An alien suit is forming over him. It just reminded me of that immediately. I was like, and then the Beetle when the ship they were in, when it like went into a different mode or whatever. I was like, this is so Power Rangers. I was like, this is so cool. So yeah, but yeah, sorry. Yeah, don't just say that. Those are two things I was like, ooh. And I did think about Beetleborgs at some point too. When they had the scarab in their hand, I was like, oh my god. I was like, ooh. Yeah. So
the Blue Beetle costume is definitely inspired by those Japanese Super Sentai type of shows, like Power Rangers and
straight up
I was just gonna say Kamen Rider. It was like, so it felt just like that. So I love that too because those are great.
I do wish they went a little bit into like more body horror with the suit because like the transformation for Jaime, like that first transformation when we're seeing the Beetle just like climbing on the walls. I'm like, show me more of this because I'm actually terrified for this kid right now. Like I'm concerned he's gonna die at any moment. And like, I agree with you all on that part.
Yeah, the visuals are cool for that first trans. It was kind of creepy. Like you said, like, oh my god, it looked like he's bleeding out of his mouth. It was just
I don't know much about this character. Like, does it ever like affect him poorly? Like with that thing being in his spine? Like in like the comments, has it ever like later on caused him any issues? I wonder. Like, I mean, it's attached to him. It's weird. But I was like, does it ever give him problems? I was thinking about it. I was like, so you just gonna go around like that forever? With that thing attached to your spine like that?
They haven't done enough with Jaime in the comics yet to even get that far.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe they will.
Yeah, he's been forever.
I always wondered that. Yeah.
Yeah. He was created just before they rebooted and then brought back, and he just got it soloed recently again. So it's like a lot of what we've
so he's still a baby.
Yeah, it's a lot of fresh
comics.
But they said the other guy, this Scarab, did choose him. So I'm assuming he died, and that's how the Scarab came out.
In the comic books,
what they said in the movie, they said that it did
in the movie. Choose him. So chances are he probably did die at some point.
That's how it came out, I guess.
Whatnot. Oh, Dan, do you mean the first guy?
The first one,
Dan.
And how did they get in that spear thing? Like, I just have a few questions about that stuff. Like, well, how did they get into this? And where did you find this?
And that's where it comes with my problem with the script a little bit. It's just like, I enjoy the world building and whatnot, but there's too many questions. I'm like, okay, wait, how did the original Blue Beetle, did he die? Did they remove the scarab? Is the scarab actually...
Like, how did they get this spear thing?
Right, like, is the scarab... Like, we know the scarab is technology, but then also, like, that opening sequence kind of references that it's, like, at least some ancient civilization worshipped it as a god, which is very Young Justice to season 2 heavy, which is fine, but just need a little bit more context and how this actually works and all that stuff.
You mentioned that it's alien, too, in the movie.
What world did it go through? When it was flying, like what world was that?
Well, good question. I don't
know. Again, so let me ask y'all this question because again, Treon, you're bringing up a bunch of questions I had throughout the entire movie, especially when it comes to like third act, because we've all talked about how I remember you talking how like the family portions in the second act kind of dragged on a little bit, but like that's where I wish they kind of went a little bit heavier into, because I have a question for y'all. Did they ever establish that the scarab could put like sentient beings or like other family members into Jaime's mind?
No.
How did he actually talk to his dad who's already dead? Like,
I'm not
how does
gonna
that
lie.
work?
I didn't look at it as he was actually talking to his dad. I felt like that was just for us, for the viewers.
It definitely was for us. It was for the script. We're like, okay, we need to get to him here.
You need a motivation.
I felt like he's just standing there, just looking off into space during that entire time.
It's one of those things, though, where it felt like they were doing, the scene in Black Panther where T'Challa's and the ancestors. And it's like
literally what it is. They took it and forgot to explain the context.
Right, like Black Panther, they did a whole big ritual on how that works, and how that exists in Black Panther lore. Once you explain like the Blue Beetle and the gods and all that stuff, and like even alien technology, maybe it can store data or holograms or something like that. It just happens. And I'm just kind of sitting there like, how did we get here?
See, for me, I thought about Dumbledore and Harry's mind after he got killed. That's what I thought.
They have magic though. I
But-
guess
but-
you could call this
but
like
he-
alien tech, but
But he also said,
But then that's where
his
it goes
mind.
in like
It
the
was just in his
conversation with
mind,
Blue
though.
Beetle. Yeah, that's where it comes
Yeah.
in. Like Blue Beetle, like the
I thought
Scarab
about
is
it.
tech, but also some part it's kind of magic. But
Yeah.
no iteration
Right.
of this character has ever fully explained what this Scarab actually is outside of just being tech.
that's
For the
fair.
most
I
part.
fully just took it as he zoned out and was just because they didn't
I
want
thought
to
the
show
Blue
him
Beetle-
standing.
Yeah, I thought the Scarab was just manipulating him, but like, yo, we gotta go. You gonna die, so like,
That
That's
very well
to show
could
you
be
your
But
dad real
that-
quick.
That's
You
what led him
see?
to sinking, right? At the
Could have
end.
did that.
Mm.
Half of
He
his
did that.
dad's chakra was locked into
Oh my
the
God.
Scarab.
He sealed it away.
He sealed it
Minato.
away.
Dad is Minato, basically.
Exactly.
Is what
It
you're
was
saying.
a- it was a-
Jutsu
It was
at
an
the end.
AI version of his dad. That's what it was.
Oh
Maybe.
God.
It was an AI
Yeah,
version
maybe-
of his
Oh
dad.
yeah,
It was
That's
kind
very
of
Scarab's
possible.
just been
Very
recording.
possible.
Yeah. The Scarab's just been recording every like family member's interaction, personalities, and just
And
now
later on-
projects it into
Later
Heine's
on, he
mind.
found out that Kaja did that and be mad as hell. He was like,
I mean, that could
that was
work,
all a
though.
lie. Yes, it was.
Right.
Sorry.
I needed to get you there, and I got you there. That's all that matters.
I needed to
Get you
merge
back
with you,
together.
okay?
Right,
That was
right.
it. That was it.
Kept
Yeah.
fighting.
Right, because even then they talk about how the Scarab like was telling Jaime like its name and like where it came from. So I'm like, okay, so it can have conversations, but like, what's the extent of how much it can like influence Jaime's mind? Because we know it can also take over Jaime at some point. So I'm like,
Mhm.
is this like Scarab fully sentient? Is it just fully
It
sentient
is sentient.
technology that?
Was
Yeah,
it showing
definitely
him
is.
the memories of the villain too at the
It
end?
did.
Like
Yeah.
But
So-
it said
That's-
unlocked
yeah.
it because it was
Yeah.
connected to it. It said it was
that's
unlocked.
true. In that one, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It has a symbiotic relationship.
It definitely scanned his family. I don't care. Like, it definitely scanned the family.
I don't
I'll
want the
consent.
Scarab to be
It-
Skynet now.
I mean, they already fought Omak. It's not that far off.
That's fair.
It's true.
I mean, don't be surprised if like years from now we hear some retcon where like, oh, actually, some of the OMAC systems still have a part of the Scarab in it. So the Scarab, so like the OMACs become its own thing, its own. They somehow Ultron it with Jarvis in some relation. Don't know how, but
The OMAG, bro. I was
They
looking for
might
the
not all
Mohawks.
blew up now. I never know. No.
Right.
I was wondering. I was like, okay, y'all need. I mean, you need to build them things up. Like, so when they did, I was like, okay, but did they get all of them though? Like, so,
it's always one left.
yeah.
That's the sequel. There you go.
Yeah. It creates the future that Booster Gold is in, and that's the whole fight Ted Cord is having in another universe.
He comes back, but like, you got to kill him now, not later, earlier. Like,
Oh man. Yeah, that's again a lot of script issues.
Okay.
Don't get us demonetized. I'm kidding. We're not making money from this.
Everything's on TikTok now. I can't open anything without a TikTok video.
That was you. I thought that was Trayvon. I'm sorry, Trayvon.
hold on now.
I definitely thought it was you.
The accusations.
I'm sorry.
The accusations.
Wow.
Sad. No, but yeah, I feel like there's some them. It's just they probably just need another rewrite because once you have again, this movie existed through like 2 regimes over at DC. The fact that it is functioning at all is a testament to how talented the crew behind it really are. And yeah, the Blue Beetle, like you were saying, Cliff, the lore is like Jaime's not in that many stories. So like I don't even know if DC Comics knows the answer to some of these questions we're asking because he just got a new comic run fairly recently. So the Scarab being magic and being science or a mix of the two, magic science, I don't know. They probably don't have the answer for it.
Mhm.
And that's just something they were going to run into by bringing this character to screen as soon as they did. Anyway, I do want to know, do you guys think this might have been what the Cyborg movie would have been? Because, that got canned and then just never saw the light of day.
No.
No, I don't think it would have been.
No, I feel like that would have been far more depressing of a movie. Simply because of just Victor's like history and like what he goes through. I feel like it would have been far more depressing.
That's fair.
His origin's way more depressing for sure.
It is. I'm glad we got this instead of that. I didn't need another depressing superhero movie.
Well, in that
would've got his
reality where we would have had the Cyborg movie, Zack Snyder's Justice League would have given the origins. We would have gotten
Yeah.
past that.
Yeah.
which they kind of
okay.
did. If in the Zack Snyder's version of it, they did.
Yeah,
kinda
true.
get it.
They definitely get ordered. Yeah.
But ain't that something? Within like the transition of like an old universe and a new one, this is the only like teenage superhero, well, relatively teenage superhero we've gotten.
Yeah.
We've only got a reference to like Robin, and that's it.
Who's dead?
Yeah, it was dead, right?
Right. Nothing more, nothing less. But I just thought that was hilarious.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about
That is the
that.
closest we've gotten. He's the youngest because obviously a little older than a teenager in this, but yeah, this is very true. Like we haven't gotten to teens very often, so the fact that we're getting a Robin that's as young as we're probably getting is a crazy way to start it. But I'm looking forward to it because it's like it's technically never been done. So, well, let's go. I mean, not say never, but at least for DC it hasn't been done. So let's get that going.
I really appreciate the making Jaime out of like he graduated college already.
Yeah.
Because guess what? No matter when he comes back, Jolo can just play him. Like if Jolo's 28, it doesn't matter. Jaime's not. We're not trying to make him a child. He's not trying to be a high schooler. I'm just. Jolo's like what 24. I'm saying if they bring him back and he's 28, like years from now.
Okay. I was saying, I know
he's saying it's gonna take 4 years for to see him again.
He's 22.
That's very fair. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because Superman Legacy comes out in 2025. That's the first one of these. So when we see Blue Beetle again, I don't know.
It might be a good like 7-8 years before we ever see a Blue Beetle sequel.
That's why I'm like, I'm glad he's not trying to be a child.
Show, like you guys said, he
could be in Superman.
I feel like
Legacy.
he's gonna be in more cameos.
Yeah.
We'll see him probably before he gets his own movie again.
Oh yeah, no, that part's true. Yes, 7-8 years.
He could show up in a Titan show with Damian.
I mean, that could be a thing. Even though if we're gonna do Titans, I want to start tradition. That's how I am.
Titans, Teen Titans. We can have more than one team.
That's why I call it, my thing is don't call them the same thing. Like Teen Titans, basically the same shit.
They could be the other Teen Titans, fully on the other Teen Titans.
You got to put other in like a bowl,
right?
We got to come up with more names, I guess, because we're not calling them Young Justice. That's Tim's team. We're not taking that away from him. Tim doesn't get enough.
Yeah, it's true. No, you need that because even now in the comic books, like Damian had his own Titans, Teen Titans, and then Dick had Titans. And I'm like,
it's a precedent for it. There you go.
And I don't mean I agree with it. It's just like this is ridiculous.
That's fair. I don't like having multiple Flashes, so you're not alone there.
I like multiple speedsters in general.
The Outsiders. There you go. I had to look it up. I forgot what the damn team was.
Outsiders, depending on which.
Put him with Black Lightning, Katana. I'm with you on that, Trayvon.
Outsiders.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
We're going
Black Lightning a better suit.
Then what?
I need static before we see Black Lightning again. I don't care. Sorry.
Oh, static before Black Lightning.
I don't
mind that.
I need static first.
I don't think.
What if they're at the same
time? You might want to watch season 2 of Young Justice then, if you haven't already.
As it was great.
He barely in it. They're so mad every time.
Like, the disappointment.
Do you know how mad I was watching that in real time? Young Justice getting canceled, and it's like you just gave him to me. You took it away.
Right there in 2011, I remember I was there.
That was tragic.
Yeah,
that was horrible. That's a bad feeling.
So
I was like,
I did like
electricity. Woo.
I did like how the show gave us the reject Super Friend characters, and he basically was the Black Vulcan. They didn't do Black Vulcan; they just gave us static, which I appreciated.
Good.
Yeah, Black Vulcan was stupid. I don't know why he never wore pants. It was weird.
I don't know this character, but maybe want to look it up.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You really don't need to.
He was just a rip-off Black Lightning. They could have used Black Lightning for some reason.
Yeah, legality.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
Oh,
the Hanna-Barbera character, right?
Yeah.
It was weird.
His suit was trash too.
Oh yeah, I mean most of their suits are trash. Let's be real. Super.
Out of all of the Black Lightning superheroes, Storm has the best costume.
For sure.
Because she's the most popular. So I guess I understand.
She's got like 3 or 4 banger costumes. If you're just
she has a lot of costumes. A lot.
Being honest.
There's a lot of variety.
Oh, speaking of, can I ask you a question? What do y'all think of Saravax, the like henchman bodyguard in this movie?
Oh, Carabax? Carabax?
Yeah, Caravax. Thank you. I wasn't sure how his name was pronounced. Like,
Yeah.
I guess Ironmonger / Whiplash from Iron Man 2, however you.
He was obviously they mixed.
Iron
Yeah,
Man.
remind me of that.
Well, Carapax in the comics was Eric Carapax, the Invincible Man, and they took that character and mixed him with Omac without the mohawk, unfortunately, and they gave us Conrad Carapax. I didn't even know his first name was Conrad.
I didn't either.
Lieutenant. I know she called him Lieutenant, right? That was his rank. I thought it was cool. I really liked it. It was different, though it was something similar, but it was similar but different. That's why, and I thought they pulled it off.
I know his suit was very painful when we put his on.
It looked
It was going all the way through him. I was like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I'll be mad. I'm ready to punch her right there. Just put this shit on me.
This movie had great moments of body horror.
That hurt.
Yeah, for
Right?
sure. Yeah, he was badass too. I give him credit.
It was fighting through that pain. Sure was.
Oh yeah.
I liked his suit a lot too.
Ooh.
I did.
Yeah.
I like his character design a lot. It was cool.
Yeah.
He was very menacing. I wish, again, I'm just going to keep saying this. Wish I got a little bit more out of him as a person, because like we did the whole flashback thing at the end. And it's like maybe we could have seeded some of that throughout the story, because after like destroying the house and all that stuff, I had no sympathy for this guy. And I feel like watching movies, I'm always here for the hero to give them a second chance or try and be that guy to talk through it. But it's like at that point, I'm like, no, you can't do this Demon Slayer thing where you're going to show me this tragic backstory before they die.
Right before he died.
Right before he
Oh
died.
man, that's how you gotta do it now. You gotta feel something for the villains now. Villains
Yeah.
aren't just people to be villains anymore.
No,
He arguably wasn't even a villain. He was just a victim.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a tool. Big ass tool.
Exactly.
I mean, he was in control. He had a mind of his own now.
I mean, yes.
Kid.
To be fair, yeah. Let's not exempt him from all his crimes.
He
Like, he
didn't
definitely did some
hesitate.
terrible stuff.
She said,
Yeah,
"Kill
yeah.
him." He didn't hesitate. Now,
But there was a
But
form
you
of
just wanted Blue
brainwashing.
Beetle to do that.
look, use your powers, okay?
So you want the
You have your powers.
No, you
Use them.
can't do
No,
those in two sentences.
Trayvon doesn't want the villains to kill, but he wants the heroes to kill.
To use their powers. He didn't say kill. He said to use their
No, no,
powers.
he-
No.
Earlier he
That's
said
it.
kill.
Listen, that
Trayvon
man
does not
speed
care.
running. He speed ran at them with his fist. He deserved to die right there. I was like, "What are you doing? You come and be like this?" As soon as he grabbed his hand, yes, that's it. That's it.
You want your heroes to kill, but your villains.
Listen, I didn't look. I didn't say that. I just said, look, the heroes need to stop being pussy. Like, let's just
Listen, in Power Rangers, they was killing their villains 24/7.
listen.
They was
Blow
killing
them up.
like,
Nah.
Blow
You know
up.
Rita's still around like 30 years later. Come
Right.
on.
Rita wasn't out there fighting. The monsters were.
She was
She
sure.
got her ass on the field. She would have got blown up too. That's it. She won't like.
She was like Susan Sarandon's character in this movie. She was sending everybody out to do her work.
Yeah.
while she
Oh
was
no,
in the
we
background
just
doing
saw
whatever.
Robo Rita, whatever the heck that was.
Look,
Come on.
look. Okay,
Definitely
yeah.
saw Robo.
There are later season Power Rangers where the villains finally get on the paint and then they get blew up. And I was like, Rita did never get out there like that until this Robo person. So let's get started.
Yeah, she was not like Lord Zed, who'd be
So
out there,
not out
just
there.
throwing hands whenever.
Yeah. So yeah.
I love how Power Rangers heavy this Blue Beetle review is.
I mean, Trayvon wasn't wrong when he said it felt very Power Rangers like, because it did.
It did. Now I want more Beetles.
Give me green
Oh
beetle,
my
give me
God.
yellow beetle, give me all the colors.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, Mike, when you mentioned Black Beetle earlier, I feel like we have to get that character at some point. We need that just
Well,
most menacing, like
the
villain.
director
possible.
mentioned the reach for the future.
Mm.
So if that's something they can do, that hopefully they can get there. So we can get introduced to the reach, and then of course slowly get introduced to the Black Beetle and whatever other beetles.
I just hope somebody's thinking about Beetleborgs right now. That's all I want. Just think about it. Just reboot it. Just come on. With a budget. Like, come on.
You might have to talk to Saban to get that going, or Hasbro.
We gotta find out who owns it now. Yeah.
Yeah, they just sold a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
we're going to have to figure that out.
I just want to beat our troopers and Beetleborgs again. Okay.
Ooh,
How
I
they
like
can keep
the
our
Archer.
troopers, but you
Yeah,
know
that
what?
wasn't fair.
That'd be cool now.
Really? What?
Yeah.
I mean, it will be a little silly,
Trooper
but like, it can
transform.
work.
Trooper transform. Come on. I'm trying to hear that.
They can keep, we don't need that at all.
I'll try to hear it. Or the big screen, okay?
I might walk out the theater if I hear that. If I sit down to this movie and I hear that, I might get up.
Listen, that's fine. I might ask you right there.
I'm not getting up, but I'm partying at that point.
Did at your showings, guys? Did you get the DC fanfare at the beginning of this movie?
No.
What?
I
What do you mean
I
by
didn't.
the fanfare?
I got a big like DC. I mean, it was just a big DC thing that looked like in his energy or whatever. I didn't get anything. I don't think I got. You talking about that big thing that showed you like all the characters?
All the characters, yeah,
Like, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it didn't
didn't
happen
get
this
any of
time.
that, no.
I think it's the
I
first
didn't
time
get
it hasn't happened
I don't think so.
since they
Okay.
started
Yeah.
using it. I thought that was weird. It might be further confirmation that this doesn't take place in that universe where they were using it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If Aquaman has it, then we know. I mean, we'll have a new one. We'll have a new
I'm
one.
still a thing.
Yeah,
We'll see. Cliff.
Maybe.
December.
Okay.
Okay, so while we're here, I guess this is a good time for me to talk about this. I don't think that movie's happening.
We haven't
Aquaman's
gotten the
not
trailer
happening.
yet. I can't imagine it's happening.
That movie comes out in December. We
Mhm.
don't have a trailer. We have a trailer for Wonka. We have a trailer for The Color Purple. The Color Purple trailer was in May. It was in May. Wonka had a trailer like a month ago.
That is true.
We don't have a poster, anything. This movie doesn't exist.
The only thing we have going for it is that we know they did reshoots June. When did Patrick Wilson say that interview? I think it was beginning of July where he had that interview where he was like, "Oh yeah, Orm's great. I was with him last week," and then obviously it came out a couple weeks later and there were reshoots. That's the only thing we have going for it.
I mean, we also have Jason Momoa in it, so that's enough.
Jason Momoa is going to be
I'm
Jason
there.
Momoa.
I'm
He's
there.
going to get.
I don't
You're-
think it's
you're not
happening,
gonna
Trevor.
have
That's
people
that's a
either.
different conversation if you're there or
Look,
not.
I want to see. Look, I do want to see him on the screen again. Okay.
You will. I'm sure he's going to be in the DCU
That was in
regardless.
July.
Whether it's
And when did
Shoots in
that like
July.
behind the scenes and like shooting video drop when they did like that DC Con? Was it that like 2 years ago?
They had pictures.
When they did like
Yeah.
virtual
They had
DC
a-
Comic
they had
Con?
a- Yeah, they had a B-roll or whatever.
Okay.
that was
Hold
like
on, I'm
2020.
pulling
We
it
haven't
up.
even. I don't mind
It's
not
been a
having a
minute,
trailer, but
okay.
no
That was a-
poster, no poster, not one.
I just
Not
want to know
really.
what I'm getting into. I don't even know what the story's about anymore.
No.
We've heard two different explanations.
Oh,
of the
we
movie so
can
far.
get
Okay.
into that.
Jason Momoa's is I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but listen,
I
I like
s-
him, but I was like, what?
Because I also just
somebody
want
wants
James
to go
Wan to
through
be
Discord
free,
and
so I
see
can
what
make
I
more
said. You guys can
malignant
just read
like
it.
movies.
Mm.
Yeah, I read that, and it was just I was so sad reading that. So
Okay.
it's just
2020
I-
Cliff was the DC fandom thing.
God, 3 years.
Didn't they
ago?
do two?
No, they did. It was at the end of 2020, so you might have
Okay.
thought it was 2021.
There was two fandoms, weren't there?
Wasn't there one in 2021 though?
I don't remember.
I
Oh, there
think-
was a DC, there was a fandom 2021.
There was a
you're right.
fandom, and it
That's-
Because that's
Aquaman
when
was
we
in
had
a
the Black
sizzle
Adam stuff
reel.
as well.
Yeah, that is where. Yeah,
Because
This is how long ago it was. I'm pulling up the DC fandom trailer, and the first shot is Robert Pattinson
Hmm.
because they were marketing the Batman.
That was in September. Yeah. That was in September of like.
I forgot about that fandom.
Yeah.
It's been pushed back a lot since then. Let's be real.
Yeah, it has.
Mm.
It's too much. But yeah, there were a couple of quotes. I'm gonna pull them up
Like, I
here.
wanna know
I
You
sent
should
them to you guys
watch
earlier.
Jason Momoa talk about the movie because I was really confused.
Yeah, because I just don't know if I should care about this movie anymore.
Probably not.
That's the problem, though.
Let's be honest, probably not.
Like,
But
They had test screenings earlier this year,
And they were
but
bad.
then there were reshoots afterwards. So,
And
I don't-
They were bad.
I don't get it. You had a villain set up.
Okay,
Everything
I got the
that
quote.
both, okay.
you did, but
Here we go. This is how James Wan described this movie last year, and of course, millions of reshoots happened. So it's
which I
probably
need him
not
to
even
be free now.
So much
Right.
space is done.
He said the movie is, quote, a romance story at its heart between two brothers, between Arthur and Orm, which is a very weird way to phrase that.
Yeah, it's a really weird way to phrase that.
But
Oh,
He-
yeah.
he then goes on to say Orm was the villain of the first film, but this time around, Arthur needs him to stop a vengeful Black Manta from unleashing a powerful ancient evil.
That sounds fair.
Like the
That's-
Kraken again?
I
We
don't know.
We don't know.
Then this is what Jason Momoa said about the movie later on last year. This may have been early this year. He said, quote, the beautiful thing about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is that me and my partner wrote the first treatment for what it and what would become a 50-page script or treatment of the script. It has a lot to deal with talking with the UN about what's happening with the melting ice caps. There's not some far-off galaxy destroying threat or aliens coming from another place. It's about us ruining our planet and what we need to do to save it.
And
I'm like,
skip it.
It sounds like he's talking to this UN, not the movie, the real UN. That's what it sounds like he's talking to right now.
I don't need to be there for this. It sounds like
When he said that, I was like,
I'm like Superman in your world. Tell him to freeze some ice caps. Like it's not that difficult.
Like, is to what I think it was Mike that said it earlier. Like, is Black Manta going to be destroying the ice caps?
No.
Like, what do you mean?
Because also that's so petty. You so mad you got beat up twice that you want to destroy the world.
You know what it sounds like?
that sounds right. I mean, hey,
Right.
You know what the movie sounds like, guys? Like in all honesty, it sounds like Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
It does.
Oh, that's a very bad idea.
It like if you guys don't remember, I'm pretty sure Christopher Reeve like helped with that script because
and that's how it was.
yeah, like and that's it happened in the 80s, Cold War, all that stuff's going on. So they decided we're gonna make a movie that's extremely topical.
that's a real movie.
It's Superman 4. Yes,
It's so bad it's good. It's so bad it's good.
Nuclear Man, underrated, evil, corny.
it is a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes trade line.
Who's the fake Superman? Like Hyperman or something like that?
Nuclear Man. Right?
Nuclear Man. Thank you. Drew.
Yeah, because it's a metaphor. So we're gonna get Ice Caps Man, I guess,
Oh,
helping Black Manta. But
Well,
no, that's what
warming
this
me.
movie feels like. It feels like it's Quest for Peace, where it's like they want to do something topical with the
with a
superhero
message.
movie.
Right.
With the message. And it's like,
No,
I just want to see Aquaman talk to fish and control Krakens and fight Black Manta. Is that too much to ask?
Can I just see Arthur as a king and like try and govern his people? Like we just got him there.
Well, we could get all of that. But we only know a portion of the movie. we don't know
Man,
exactly.
That treatment description was
I really just sounds like the beginning of that movie. We don't really. This is a lot, but it was probably.
It was 50 pages, Joel.
Yeah.
All right, so that's at
I
least
know.
like 30 minutes.
But that was
of the
his
movie.
treatment. The person that's like writing it, like, well, we have to condense it to like 5. Can we cut it to 5 pages?
So it makes you
Make
wonder
this a scene.
what have they been putting James Wan through? Because we haven't heard a peep of him since *Malignant* came out.
So
they've been canceling stuff of his. He had to hold the trench was supposed to come out and canceled that.
Right.
Which was a secret Black Manta movie.
Which is so disappointing. And I don't know what he's been doing ever since that. I think he was just like, you know what, screw this.
he has been struggling, man.
Well,
I
we
tell
know they're
you.
producing The Nun too, but that's a whole separate thing.
Right.
Yes, that'll be out soon. I know he was sick recently. He was in the hospital recently.
Oh,
Right.
Wait, what happened?
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. His wife had shared something about that he was rushed to the ER for something, and he's doing a lot better.
Yeah, he's
That's
good.
good.
But he was down for a little bit.
Mhm.
But he's good now, luckily.
Yeah, I know in an interview a few months ago, he was talking about like the struggles. He wasn't like saying it was a struggle because that'd be bad, that'd be scary. But he was
Right.
like, yeah, this movie's existed through 3 regimes of Warner Brothers owners and DC studio
stressed.
heads, and so he's like, it's been a struggle. Without saying it's been a struggle, he's like, look, I've had to rewrite this thing, I've had to reshoot things to try and make it fit. Like we already know behind the scenes. I'm sorry if you hear these dogs in the background, but if you,
because arguably he's been the one director who's been there the longest, probably.
Yeah, I mean, with Zack Snyder gone, he's the longest.
Yeah, Patty was only there for 2 movies.
2.
Yeah.
Flash has had multiple directors come in and out. David
7.
Sandberg only did 2 Shazam movies. Thank you, 7 exactly. Yeah, James has been the one consistent director that's been a part of this whole thing.
But this will be his second too.
I feel like he's been definitely stressed this movie in general. The whole process.
It has to be stressful, bro. Like this is a whole new universe, and there was old universe, and there was a universe for that, and this is how long this movie's been in production.
I want to just remind you guys right quick of the reshoots, because remember this movie took place after the Flash, or it was actually before the Flash. So Ben Affleck was in it, and then it got pushed back. So then it's like we're gonna put Michael Keaton as Batman in it because that's the new universe, and they had to cut that because Michael Keaton's no longer Batman in the new universe. It's like there's literally tape and all. That's why they keep doing those screenings, because they had to document every version of this movie and test it out to see if it was working And that's why those reports are saying that the movie's bad. It's probably because the audience doesn't know what they're watching. It's like, why was Michael Keaton Batman in this
movie?
Yes.
In Aquaman, yes.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne's supposed to like have a small role in it, but then they keep
I've
changing
missed
the
so
actor
much.
playing Batman because we didn't know which universe it took place in.
Right. Yeah,
You
they
think
should
they
just cut that.
You think they cut Mara out?
No, I think
No.
I honestly
But
think
she was
that,
supposed to be pregnant and all that in it, right? That's what
I
they
honestly
said.
think as time goes by, I think with these,
That came out in the trial. Yeah.
but I think they're letting a lot of that
Yeah.
die down, and
Yeah.
now I think she might have this whatever role that she originally had. I think that's still there. Like,
So
Yo, I've been living in such a little hole. I'm learning so much about.
Who was
We're gonna-
running it? What's his name?
Who?
we're gonna get caught up here for a second. So yeah, during the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trials, they brought Walter Hamada to the
Yeah,
stand.
that's right. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, they did. Oh,
Yeah,
my
they
God.
did. He was on
They
video.
He was at the
It was
trial.
on
They brought him
video.
to the stand because Amber Heard basically accused Warner Brothers and Hamada of cutting her role
Yep.
in the Aquaman sequel because of the Johnny Depp stuff. And he's just like, no, we just didn't think you had chemistry with Jason Momoa. And he said that on the stand.
He said they had to cut around them a lot in the first movie.
That's
To make it work.
savage. Wow.
He's like, they didn't have chemistry, and so Mira's pregnant, and she's off screen most of the movie. And it's like, wow, y'all just spoiled all of that. Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
sure did.
There you go.
Okay, so this movie is a
Wow.
lot of things basically,
I know.
Yikes.
It's
So,
bad. I'm scared.
and there's not one hint of a solid plot in any of that.
Not yet.
Not without a fucking trailer. Okay.
Okay, out of everything we just said, Joel, how would you cut a trailer for this? If everything-
Make it work. You want to sell this movie, you got to do it. Right?
Wikipedia.
Orman, Aquaman.
I'm pretty sure Ditch can cut something up if I give him the footage, right, Ditch?
Yeah, I got it. You know what? Yes.
I mean,
James
we
Wan,
could do
give me the
something.
footage. I got you guys. I'll have you a trailer by the end of the week.
James, send it to the chatter after. We can
I'll
figure
take
something
the
out.
rest of the week, and I'll have you a trailer ready.
we got you.
Bullshit.
And that's the funny thing. I keep thinking this universe is ending, but I'm like, there's still more left.
I mean,
It
There's still
should
one
have
more
ended.
left.
I swear, I keep saying.
Because mind you, I haven't seen
Beetle,
Shazam 2 or Flash, so I don't know what those
I mean,
movies are.
you're okay.
Wow.
You're
They
okay.
did nothing for the
You
universe.
You don't need to see either one of those.
Okay.
So
Yeah, unless you like those characters.
they didn't do
You know
anything
what?
for like the
No.
overall universe
To
though.
be
They
honest,
didn't do anything for
Even if you like those characters, you shouldn't watch it because you'll be upset what they did to your beloved characters.
You should
I mean,
watch
okay,
it.
I'm a Wally
just to-
West fan, so
You should
Okay,
watch
then-
it
Matter
just
to
to
me.
see Brandon's 2-hour rant. There you go.
He went on a 2-hour rant. Oh God!
One of my favorite episodes of like the last couple months.
I'm gonna watch it and text and be like, "Hey, I'm watching Flash now just for you."
You sold it to me. I want to see
Yeah.
it.
It'll be on Max soon. So if you want,
It'll be
you'll
on
get your
I-
choice.
I'm-
4 days.
I'm waiting for my
Okay.
library to get a Blu-ray copy. Like, I'm not paying for that. Mm-mm.
Oh, you don't have Max already? All right.
I haven't had Max for like 2 years.
Oh,
shit.
look at
Oh,
you!
damn.
I mean,
Alright.
to be fair, I use my parents' Mac, so I also don't personally have it.
Mine's
Oh,
included
Don't
in
make
my
them crack
AT&T
down on
bill,
password
so.
sharing.
Yeah, for real. Shut up, Dage.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
bad.
My Max
I
just my Max just kept crashing every time I use this. I was like, I'm done.
You know what? I have that issue with Peacock. I'm not sure what the fuck is going
Same,
on.
I canceled
I
that
don't-
too.
That's annoying the shit
Very
out of me.
poorly made app.
Mhm.
Very.
Max is working for me, but not Peacock for some. I mean, it's being a
Nothing tops Netflix's app. Like
bitch. But Netflix
natively.
bothers them. It doesn't bother me.
Prime does pretty well.
Yeah.
Prime
I
does
think
well.
with their all
Disney
that.
Plus works well for me. I don't know
It
if you
does.
guys are having issues, but Disney Plus works well
Mm.
for me.
Like I said,
Disney-
none of them only Peacock.
Disney Plus, like I guess what I'm comparing it to is like Netflix's interface is so easy to adapt to. Like you jump in, it gives you a preview, you hit play, you can change the language, you can change the audio,
On
it
the
has all that
fly.
stuff
Yeah.
on the fly, good to go. Disney sometimes doesn't allow me to skip the intro. Sometimes
Okay, that's
it
fair,
doesn't
yeah.
like fast forwarding and rewinding is a bit hard sometimes.
There's a
on
slight
there.
delay sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prime acts like, or not Prime, but Max acts like they hate you for using it.
What?
Like that's how I feel sometimes going through Max. So I get it.
Rewinding on Max is a pain sometimes.
Watching anime on Max is a pain because it's
Because
just
then
like,
the error
hey,
pop up. You like, all right, I gotta restart this app now. Okay.
Oh no.
Just to watch 30 minutes of anime.
Yeah. I mean, that Crunchyroll was a bitch until I started paying for it. Now all of a sudden it's the best app in the world, but with ads, it's the worst.
Still not better
Side
than
note,
Funimation,
I'm
though.
so happy you said that, Jerome, because I literally just signed up for like Crunchyroll for free because I wanted to watch.
Me
I wanted to
too,
rewatch season 1 of JJK, but like it kept freezing. I was just like,
It's
if
the
I pay
worst.
for this, will this thing like start wrapping up and like will this interface start working? Okay, all right.
It works.
And it
I'm gonna
does.
be honest. Hot
It's like
take,
a whole new app. It's-
I didn't like the Funimation app. I didn't like their interface. So
I'm gonna tell you why I preferred it, and it's a very specific reason. I can change to dubs with a click of a button.
you can do that now in Crunchyroll.
Nope.
Yeah, on certain. Okay, where are you watching?
My Hero Academia dubs are still completely different
Where
tabs.
are you watching? Because certain ones you can do that now. Just switch it. I just did. I
I like how we
just
just
ones
left
is
Blue
the
Beetle
thing.
altogether.
That's the nature of the show. The Daily Show. It goes different topics,
It changes.
everything.
I was just watching the new Swordsman Village or Swordsmith Village on Demon Slayer, and it said
Oh,
dub
the
sub.
Swordsmith Village arc. Okay, I was so
I was like,
confused.
yeah, Swordsmith Village. I was like Demon Slayer. I
Wait,
just
I'm sorry.
started
There's a
it.
new arc.
Well, the most recent-
That entire arc is over. You've missed a
Yeah.
whole season.
Is
Go
this
watch
after
it.
the Entertainment District?
Yes,
Mike, you've told me
yes.
this, and I still haven't paid
Oh,
attention.
yeah, you are behind.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
I
I
just-
watched it on
I just-
Hulu, so I can't. I don't. I
that's
never
fair.
know
Yeah,
when this thing.
Hulu don't
drops.
have it. Hulu don't have it. Sorry, but Crunchyroll
You
does
just-
have
you
it.
just got
Crunchyroll does.
Crunchyroll, so
Yeah,
now you can
Crunchyroll
watch
has
it. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is too many apps to be working.
If you have
back.
if
Can
you have
we just
game,
get cable?
if you have Game Pass, aren't they giving out Crunchyroll? What was it?
Yeah, I think
I don't
so.
even know.
You can get
By the
By
Crunchyroll.
the way,
has-
Mike, I just picked a random show, and I can switch the language as I want to. If
I'm
I wanted to
happy.
watch it in, if I wanted to watch it in Italian,
Did.
Portuguese.
It's been a year. It's been a freaking year. They finally got to work. Congratulations. They get nothing from me.
Listen, Netflix understands that everything I watch is in English. I don't give a damn what country the show came from. Put it
That's another thing.
I just
Funimation,
put
you
that
just
up.
go in the settings, set it to
Love
English.
that.
Every show is in English.
Oh, I don't like that. There are certain shows
I
I don't
love
watch in English, so it's like
That's okay.
I watch
I want
everything.
to be able to pick every
Everything in
time.
English.
You
Okay.
can switch it at any time though.
Yeah, you can.
Like I just started The Chosen One on Netflix, and that's traditionally in Spanish, in English subtitles. And I noticed that the language is off because it was in English when it started. And I'm like, it seems off. Oh, it's supposed to be in Spanish. Who knew? I had no idea. So I switched it over and like, oh, now it syncs. This works for me.
Mhm.
But it works. I like
This is why I just stick to my K dramas. One language. Call it a
and
day.
there.
I just started Bloodhound. No, I'm almost done with Bloodhounds.
Have you watched Hellbound? That's what you.
I
need
have
to-
watched Hellbound. I watched Hellbound, and I'm waiting for season 2 of Hellbound.
I
I
am.
love how we organically ended in the what we watching segment of the show.
Sorry.
That's how we do things.
We just got here. Like we were gonna get here, but we just got here anyway. Just
Sure.
teleported.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so season 3 of the Swordsmith Village arc of Demon Slayer is only available on premium. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'll pirate it somehow.
Arr, mateys. Y'all, we are never gonna get a sponsorship with these streaming services with the way y'all talking
Swear to
today.
God, yeah.
I got you. I
There's
talked
so
about.
many of them.
I talked about how I love
There's a lot.
Disney Plus. It's not my fault. Max hates us for watching on there.
No, let's not tell them we love them too much. They keep raising the price to $3 every month.
Oh,
I
forgot
got a
about that.
notification.
I do not love them. I forgot
So,
about
like,
They raising the price every 3 months. They not paying their writers or actors. Like
I mean, everybody raising prices. Damn phone bill. Talking about you can get charged $2.50 a line extra now. I'm like, wait, why? What are you
that. I
doing?
didn't get that.
I got an
What are y'all
email.
changing?
No, I got a notification from Google because it's all connected to my Google account. And it was just like, hey, just so you know, Paramount Plus is going to increase its price and they're going to charge you in a week. And I'm
Yep.
like, cancel? Thank you, Google, for telling me. I hit cancel.
YouTube,
Don't need
Forget
it.
for letting me know.
YouTube Premium hit me. I'm like, I can't cancel y'all though. I got ID, but I can't do commercials on YouTube anymore. I can't go back. They got me. They got me. I can't go back. I was like, well,
I'll hit you off.
I can't keep pressing skip ads every 2 minutes.
I can't do it. I'm so used to it. Like everything outside of YouTube just plays. And I can't. There's no way. There's no way I can go back.
No.
Absolutely.
I could do YouTube. I'm used
Yeah,
to it.
that's how you know I'm on the opposite end because like I'll sit through these ads to save money.
feel you.
Yeah.
I need everything no ads, so they got me.
That's very fair. That's very.
I didn't even know Disney Plus had an ads option. That's how I was playing the premium the whole time. I'm like, oh shit, fuck it. I'm not too used to it now.
Yeah. Yep, it got me, man.
Guys, are you excited for Ahsoka tomorrow?
You know,
Tomorrow?
yes, it is
Tomorrow.
tomorrow
Night,
8 p.m. Well, our time. Right?
9 p.m. our
9
time.
9 p.m. Your
I
guys.
need to go watch a recap of
Like,
Rebels.
I don't know where you are, but if you're Central, it's 8. If you're Eastern, it's 9. And
Obviously Hawaii. I'm kidding.
I gotta watch I gotta read something and watch something.
One day I'm gonna watch these Star Wars shows.
Whoa! Hey, Mike, get them off.
Nope.
Mike,
Yeah.
Mike don't watch them either. Like,
I
I
know.
love Ahsoka Tano though, so I'll be there for that.
Right, like I've seen Clone Wars like years ago when it was on like Cartoon Network, but after that I have not expanded that. I love Rogue One though.
Cliff,
Just
you
scare
were
me
cool,
with
man.
the.
I was enjoying the time chatting with you.
Andor was good. If you like Rogue One, Andor was good.
How y'all feel
Yeah,
about
no,
the quotes about it being Rebels heavy? I was like,
Oh, that didn't surprise me. That's kind of what I expected after everything.
I'm a big
we
No,
fan
now
of
I-
Rebel.
now I feel like I need to read because I haven't seen it in a while. So I'm like,
What?
I'm not
Or read-
remember.
Read
either, but-
AJ's article. Isn't that what he goes into?
Yeah.
I need visuals, so I'm gonna
I
go
get
watch
it.
New Rock Stars probably. somebody breaks it down, so I could just watch,
Now we know
not
what to tell
read,
AJ.
not read.
Yeah.
I read his article earlier, but I need to watch something too. So
That's fair.
So where should I start as like a newbie Star Wars fan in terms of TV shows?
So let's see. You said you.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I've seen Clone Wars and I've seen like the first like 6 films.
You haven't seen
The
Clone
original
Wars,
trilogy.
because if you watched it on Cartoon Network, you missed like 2 seasons on Disney.
Yeah,
Plus.
It was on Netflix, right?
Disney Plus.
At one point?
It was on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Cool, okay.
Now it's on
watch
Disney
all the
Plus.
Rebels.
I would
Okay.
I would
Watch all
definitely
the
say
Rebels.
finish Clone
If
Wars.
you're gonna
if
watch
you haven't seen
Ahsoka, watch Rebels.
This sounds like a
Then-
Herculean task.
It's
It
a
is.
lot.
It is.
If you don't like Star Wars, it is. If you don't like Star Wars, it is.
So I was working on this today with great writer Aidan Kelly. You're gonna need this.
There you go. Look,
Woo!
Mike
It
has.
That's just it.
Is
Oh, shit, I'm on there. What was
These
that?
are ads. It's an
Okay,
ad.
I was gonna say, yo.
He saw Zachary leave. He said, "Wait, what?
I'm not paying for ad block. You're getting ads. Sorry. it
No,
pays
that's
the bills.
fair.
All of this. Have fun
That's
with that.
insane.
Yep.
Okay, never mind.
You know,
No,
some of
no,
that-
no, no.
some-
That's
no, go back up. Go
chronological.
back up.
That's not all of it.
Some of that was actually I didn't. I thought the headline of that. Some of that was he already watched the Clone Wars. We're good.
You saw some of the Clone Wars.
You saw
I
some
mean,
of
to be
it.
fair, I'm going to have to start it all from the beginning because again, I watched this when it like first came out, so it's been
Oh, okay, that's
years.
fair.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is specifically built for Ahsoka. So if you're trying to watch Ahsoka, this is what you need to watch.
Okay.
Or I forgot who. Somebody, I think it was Screen Crush. Somebody had like a 30-minute video and like it gave you everything you needed to know.
Sure. They don't pay me though, so we're not talking about them.
Fair.
You're just
I
like,
know that's right. I know that's right.
Trayvon didn't get that when he talked about New Rockstar.
I'm
He
special.
He didn't make a video.
Special. Okay.
He,
Look, let me be special. For what? Okay.
But you know what? That's fair. I've been doing my Power Rangers deep dive, so I can probably start another deep
You got on
dive.
Trayvon's good side? What is this?
Interesting.
Trayvon and I have talked on Twitter.
Yes,
and
we
we
have.
like some of each other's like Power Ranger stuff.
Yes. Yes, we have.
Power Rangers deep dive. That sounds like a lot.
as a new Power Rangers fan, I'm here with you. I'm gonna deep dive
30
too.
seasons deep.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just,
sorry.
I'm just.
I'm
I already
doing,
watched.
What the One Piece?
Yeah, I'm doing all 100 plus issues of comics right now.
Okay.
Whoa. Look at that.
All right,
I'm acting like
I'm
Brandon
off
with One Piece.
I'm off
Yeah.
that. Never mind.
Comics
I've
are
done
great.
well.
What do you know that many seasons of Power Rangers?
I told you I stopped after episode 1 of SPD.
This is the 30th season coming right here. The one that's coming.
SPD was so offensive to
Cosmic
me.
Fury,
I was
baby.
like, I'm good.
Yep.
I am gonna watch that. Though. I told you I'm a new Power Rangers fan. Their new Green Ranger got me in.
Oh, Dizzy? Sorry, I think that's her name.
Tessa.
I don't know her
Tessa,
name on the
thank you.
show.
Thank
In
you.
real life, yeah.
Oh,
Okay. I don't know where this podcast is going.
Izzy is her
anymore.
character name.
Okay.
I guess I can't even change the banners. I don't know where we're just like and subscribe. There we are.
That was all what we're watching. We were talking about stuff that was coming up that we're gonna watch. I felt like that was very on brand.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm still laughing at the Power Rangers thing. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I did derail this whole conversation.
That's fine.
It derails way worse.
There's nothing wrong with Power Rangers being brought up at all times. Nothing wrong.
And it does more often than not.
Yeah, there you go. Good.
Crazy, isn't it?
Oh, guys, if you enjoyed this conversation, if you enjoyed Blue Beetle, give us a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts down below. And if you want us to talk more Power Rangers, it recurs like every episode accidentally. If you want us to actually do a Power Rangers episode, I guess we can do that.
Don't get us started.
Please.
He said please.
Because you do not want like myself and Trayvon just talking about 30 seasons of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Hey. We can brand that. Make that a show.
Yeah.
The Power
one by
Rangers
one.
podcast. There you go.
That'd be fine.
Their comic line, Power Rangers versus Godzilla, was great.
That sounds fun.
That crossover was so much fun to read.
I enjoyed Power
Funny
Rangers.
is we can get into it, baby. Like it's literally just like right here.
Oh, he was ready. All right.
Oh,
It's been like on my shelf because I read it earlier today. So like it was just right there. Like it was perfectly placed.
That's
You
fair.
can do the comments. I'll do the TV show. we'll tag team because I've seen some of the comments. Shattered Grid.
Shattered Grid was great too.
Shattered Grid. I heard about that.
We can do it all, honestly.
Yeah.
The latest issues are pretty decent. They got the Death Ranger now. I was like, yo, this is
The comics
insane.
are pretty cool, especially the newer ones.
Yeah, right now they're getting to like zombie Power Rangers at the moment.
I heard. I am interested in that.
I don't know to adapt some of this
The
stuff.
first issue drops this week. Oh,
Animated
again, that's
or
a whole
something.
nother conversation.
Animated or something. Like, just adapt it.
It's
Adapt Shattered Grid. Just do it.
It's IDW, right?
Boom Studios.
Boom.
Oh, Boom.
I'm
thinking of Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles, Transformers, probably.
I'm not caught up on Ninja Turtles. Is that still a good run?
Yeah, Ninja Turtles is great.
Okay.
That's really good.
I'm a ways behind, and I know that I think
That's another deep dive.
Well, yeah, the new comics are great though. Yeah, to talk about deep dive, and that's another one. You fall into that hole, you'll be there a while.
You're gonna be stuck in the sewers for a very long
Oh,
time.
they have a Ranger Academy series coming.
Ranger Academy.
Yeah, that drops in November.
Yeah, Amy Jo Johnson is working with that, right? I think is she helping with that?
She writing it?
No, she's working on her own.
I thought it was that. It's not that.
No, I don't see her name
No.
attached.
I think she's working
No,
on something.
yeah, Amy's working on her
Some
own comic thing. Yeah,
Really?
because she's been like behind the scenes directing, like doing like Superman and Lois episodes and all that stuff.
Mhm.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Like she out here working. I
Happy
love
with
it.
that.
I'm gonna have to put this up. Interesting.
Because if y'all want, y'all can just hit me up. I can give y'all all the details of where y'all want to start for these comics, if y'all really wanted to.
Guys, let us know in the comment section. We're gonna talk shop about that off camera though, because those are actually really cool ideas, and you guys don't need to be bogged down with the minutia of how we make podcasts here on the channel.
That is fair.
See how organic we are? Boom.
Bam.
Seriously. Guys, again, thanks so much talking Blue Beetle. It's been a blast talking Blue Beetle, Power Rangers, anime, streaming services. We hit everything this week. It was actually really entertaining, all things considered, since we didn't touch major news stories. What's going on with Aquaman? Nobody knows. I still don't think that movie is going to end up seeing the light of day, but hopefully I'm proven wrong. Or maybe I should be proven right, because some of these movies don't need to see the light of day. I've seen some pretty bad movies this year.
Well,
I'm happy to move on at this point. So we just take the 1.5-year break.
That would be nice. That'd be nice. Cliff, thanks for stopping by. Where can the folks find you and your podcast?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm just Cliff. I promise that's the only name I'm gonna have, Mike. I'm not changing it anytime soon. That's an inside joke
because
because
you have that.
yeah, it's literally just I'm just Cliff. I've been through like multiple Twitter names. I'm over it. But yeah, you can find me at the Splash Podcast on YouTube. We actually got some videos coming out, more Power Ranger stuff, and like we've been going back and watching some old movies like Holes and all that. Thank you. Yes, and we'll be talking about that on Wednesday with La La Land. But we'll get into that later. But yeah, you can find me there. Yeah, you can find me there. We're on Spotify, all that jazz and whatnot.
Awesome. Your username being I'm Just Cliff just reminds me of I'm Just Ken, so I had to pull out my I'm Knuff hat.
Where'd you get that hat?
Mattel.com.
Oh, you wouldn't bought? I thought they gave it to you at Comic Con.
Me too.
No, I paid money for this because when
Look
they
at
said that
you.
the Mojo Dojo Casa House was gonna make like Mattel $1 billion, I'm that guy who's gonna buy the Mojo Dojo Casa House.
Okay. I know where my
See
next
that
paycheck
shit
is going. Thank you.
I fully expected them to start selling Ken stuff. For real. Like I really was waiting for it. I was like, oh, you can start doing Ken dolls now and everything. Like,
I went
That's
with the
crazy.
hat.
That's
They
crazy.
had the hoodie that he wears in the movie. I'm
They
like, I'm not
did.
paying $60 for this hoodie. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I'll get the hat. I got the hat.
Bill.
Oh
I
man.
do want the hoodie. I do. But one day, maybe. I get off Etsy. I'm sure somebody will recreate it.
We're just exposing how cheap we are because we're like, there's gonna be some backdoor way we can get what we want eventually
Yep.
one day.
We can go on Amazon. I can just go on eBay, probably get a cheap.
There's some talented people out here.
It is.
Oh man, guys, if you enjoyed this, give us a like, subscribe. See you guys on Wednesday. Check out the Amateur Otaku. We're talking Naruto, we're talking Minato, and we're talking Boruto because all three of the Uzumakis had stories in the last few weeks come out. It's gonna be great. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, keep watching movies.